everyone, and welcome back to Banjo Tooie on the Nintendo 64. I am one Welsh sheep yet again, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be exploring a bit more of Jolly Roger's Lagoon. And for the first thing we're going to do is blow out his wall, because I'm sure he will greatly appreciate us doing that. We don't need to do that just yet, but I figured I might as well get that out of the way while we're here in order to gain access to an extra area of the world, because this entire cavern that's locked out behind that wall that we blew up. But yeah, Seaman's Surprise, huh? Interesting menu choice. But anyway, this year is the titular character Jolly, and I think the best way to really explain this guy, he's a bit of he's a gay stereotype. It seems. I think that's what Rareware were going with this character, and there's another character a bit later down the line we're gonna meet that we need to find out who's being gulped by a giant fish, and she's basically a lesbian stereotype, and I think maybe it was like a joke that at Rareware they decided to put into the game or something. I don't know. It doesn't bug me too much. I know a couple of people out there don't sort of really like it. They consider it to be a bit distasteful to have stereotype characters like that in the game. I honestly don't give a monkeys, but I know there is distaste towards this, unfortunately. What can I tell you? But anyway, that's Jolly. I like him. He seems like a top bloke, let's be honest. Although we can either pay him a couple of doubloons to actually go and sleep here for the night, or we can be the smart people that we are and do it for free by blowing open the door with our grenade eggs, which is it's pretty damn dope. What can I tell you? But basically, we need to blow up that door or either pay to enter. It's up to you what you do. It really doesn't matter too much. And, yeah, Jam Jars will be hiding out in his little silo in the corner of the room, which we can just sort of grab and be all like, yo, dog, teach us a new move, ladies and gentlemen, what can I tell ya? And this by here, this jukebox, we won't be seeing this in action until the end game. We won't be seeing that in action, the jukebox. Let's just say it's a long game quest that you don't even need to do, because it gives you literally nothing. Although this is a nice little reference by here. If anyone knows the history of Banjo Tooie, how it originally was a game called Dream on the Super Nintendo, and basically lots of complex history happened until it eventually morphed into the 3D platform we know and love. This guy was actually, I believe, the main antagonist of Project Dream. This here is Captain Black Eye. I think that's his name anyway, I could be completely wrong. But yeah, he's a bit seasick. Not drunk, seasick. I don't believe that in the slightest. He's a pirate, he's drunk. But yeah, he's sort of just chilling here. Drinking his ginger beer. And yeah, we just continuously talk to him, and sometimes he'll bring about loads of references such as, oh, I once had a dream, in reference to the old game. But if you continuously talk to him enough, he will give you an extra doubloon or two. So keep on, just keep haggling him. Don't worry what that noise was in the background. If you hear that, that was nothing. That wasn't a smashing table or anything like that. Nope, it's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. What can I tell you, ladies and gentlemen? But yeah, like I said previously, this is a water level. This is a massive water level. And in this part, ladies and gentlemen, we are actually going to be digging into the depths of the ocean. We are going to start swimming about like the treasure hunting bear and bird that we are. Of course, that is after we go to talk to this geezer here. This here is Porno. We basically need to pay him doubloons, which is why we've been picking up all the doubloons around town, in order to gain access to that jiggy in there, which costs 20 whole doubloons. That's expensive as hell. I mean, I think I collected every doubloon you can pick up, so if anyone's ever having trouble playing through this and figuring out where to get doubloons, where to get the money from, just watch the previous part where you see me wandering around the town, because I have picked up every single doubloon that are in this town as far as I can tell. And you do get more doubloons than you actually need, which is a nice little, I appreciate that. I always appreciate it when games do that, where they give you more than the collectible you need, no matter what, because then it's just less stressful trying to find the things, because obviously there's more things about to find, you know, ladies and gentlemen. But even if you don't have enough doubloons, or you even don't want to get that Jiggy, I do recommend going inside this pawn shop in order to get hold of that Globo, because obviously, you know, that Globo is, well, he's needed, because otherwise we can't really explore the depths of the ocean, because we need Mumbo's special duper super sexy secret spell to do that. But anyway, we need to come back in here anyway, because one of Cheeto's pages somehow ended up in here. I have no idea who the hell pawned off Cheeto's page. Like, did Grunty just keep one page and went, "Ah, now I'll see. With this page, I'll make some money." I was trying to think of a rhyme to go with that. I'm not good at rhymes. I failed English. Failed English? That's impossible. That's a lie. Actually, I don't know. I can't remember my English. How well I did in English back in school. God, I better look that up at some point. It's gonna be bad. But anyway, yeah, we do need to go and grab this Cheeto page if you really are after these. But it's completely optional. You don't need it, you know, ladies and gentlemen. I do believe that actually. Oh, I must have missed a doubloon then somewhere. I'm not actually sure unless there's one in Mumbo's hut somewhere. I don't know, because I know there's more doubloons in this world than you can... Oh, there we go. Speak of the devil. Fantastic. You get 4 extra doubloons that you don't need. But, yeah, I did just blow up Mumbo's hut. Sorry, Mumbo. Hope you don't mind, because this is an extra little hidden area back here, and we won't really be dealing with this sort of area of the game until way later, because unfortunately we don't have the skill required to get hold of this Jiggy. But basically, Tip Top's here. You remember Tip Top? He was in Banjo Tooie and Diddy Kong Racing. He's a stand-up chap, but his child won't come out of his egg, and unfortunately we can't help him yet. We need to get the egg hatching skill in is it the next world or the world after? I'm not actually sure, but I know we need to basically get an egg hatching skill before we are able to complete that quest. So, you know, keep that one on the hold, ladies and gentlemen. I still figured I better show the place off anyway during my first visit, just in case people are confused. Like, oh, he missed this crack in the wall. I don't want YouTube spam comments saying, "Hey, did you know you can do this?" And I'm like, yes, I knew you could do this. I've recorded this whole game now. But I digress. Anyway, now we do have access again. Well, we do gain access to Mumbo, and we don't really use Mumbo all that much in this world. He's basically used once in the entire world, and that's only to get a Jiggy. Not get a Jiggy. It's only to gain access to the rest of the world. After this, well, we can't use him much more because the rest of the level is underwater, and Mumbo can't swim underwater. I don't know why. Maybe he just never... Maybe he skimped out in his swimming lessons or something. I don't know. But he will oxygenate all the water so we can breathe down there. So, you know, we don't have to worry about our air bubbles going down. This isn't a Sonic the Hedgehog... Ooh, Pim. This isn't a Sonic the Hedgehog 2, like, labyrinth zone or something like that, you know? This isn't one of those water levels where you'll just be sort of moaning and bitching because, oh, I'm gonna drown. Why? Why? Nothing like that. It's pretty dope, I can tell you that much. Because we're basically free to explore the depths below at our own leisurely pace. And, I know, honestly, some people hate this water level, some people love it. I'm kind of in the middle. Because, on one hand, you know, exploring everywhere down there is extremely relaxing to do because it's such a wide open space. But the problem is, because underwater is such a wide open space, it is very easy to miss collectibles, it is very easy to lose your way. And I don't know, it always creeped me out when I was younger going down here. Like, I hate water. I've always despised water. I can't swim properly. And this game didn't help my nerves with that. I used to freak out going down here when I was a wee lad. I hated this level. But, you know, now that I've grown up, I sort of grown to appreciate it, and the music is very... I don't know, I kind of like it. It's very nice chillax music, you know, folks. What can I tell ya? Anyway, yes, that is a UFO, before anyone asks. We will be dealing with that later on in this world. We won't be dealing with it in this part, however, because, well, we don't have the ability yet that we need to be able to use that, because we are getting a brand new ability that is underwater exclusive, ladies and gentlemen, which is pretty damn awesome. Speaking of pretty damn awesome, it's time to use our ice eggs. This is probably like the only time in the entire game you'll actually see me utilize these, but if we shoot those giant octopus thingies with the ice eggs, then you'll be able to freeze them and swim on past without much trouble. I don't know if it's possible to get past those octopi? I don't know what the plural is for that, but basically I don't know how to get around those octopus enemies without the ice eggs, because they can't be killed or anything like that. So, yeah, if you don't have ice eggs at this point, what are you, stupid? Go get ice eggs, for Christ's sake. I mean, they're free. Well, technically they cost notes, but you know, at this point in the game you should have more than enough notes to pick up the ice eggs. But this, and you don't actually lose notes or anything, so technically they are free. Notes are just sort of like proving to Jam Jars you're good enough to get the ability, I suppose. But I digress. How the hell did that hit me? I was nowhere near that flame. Come on now, game. Actually, speaking of which, this is the move where we do need to gain access to that UFO I mentioned. Now that we're here, this is the Talon torpedo. Basically, we shoot out Kazooie like a torpedo, and we blast Kazooie through everything. We blast him through walls. We can blast him through. Basically, if you see a Kazooie face on anything, that's what you're hitting with the Kazooie's torpedo move. That's mainly what I'm getting at here, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, the first use of it is going to be right along the ways right there. You might be able to see it just to the left by here of this squid thingy. If I can ever turn my camera. What? I clipped through. This game doesn't have the best hit detection on times, but I guess I'm not going there just yet, am I? I guess not. Oh wait, no. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So basically, if you look. You swine! I don't like those pufferfish. Ay. But basically, if you look over there, that's the Kazooie door. You can send Kazooie straight through and open up an extra area. But another thing we're going to need Kazooie's Talon torpedo for is actually going to be these... Are those a real type of fish? Well, basically, there's those transparent fish. I'm wondering if they're a real species of fish. Probably. Basically, you need to use Kazooie's Talon torpedo move in order to get through those fish in order to collect the collectibles they have. And they basically, I think there's like maybe 5 or 6 of them littered throughout Jolly Roger's lagoon. Most of them are not really all that necessary, but you do need to keep an eye out for some of them, because some of those fish will hold Cheeto pages and Jiggies and a honeycomb piece. You know, you need to keep an eye out for those particular 3, and the locations is always randomized every time you go into this world, so where I pick them up in this world is, it's not going to be where you pick the Jiggies and stuff up in your game, you know, ladies and gentlemen, which, you know, some people may find annoying. I personally don't give a monkeys, you know. They're easy enough to find. I'm going to show off where to find all the sorting things that I know of anyway, so, you know. But I digress. I actually completely skipped over how to get into this room. Basically, there was a bunch of Greek letters on the door, and we basically need to shoot eggs into the pots in order to gain access to this room. And, we gotta meet up with this fine fellow, Crispy Bacon. Well, his parents hated him, didn't they? That's the only excuse I got for him. Like, his parents must have hated him to name him Crispy Bacon. Jesus H. Christ. Kind of reminds me of Star Fox in a way, because in Star Fox and what have you, you have Fox McCloud, who's a fox. His father had the most, or mother, whoever named him, had the most amazing, you know, stupidest convention for naming their child ever. It's like, oh, what should we name our kids? He's a fox. Just name him Star Fox. Yeah, that'll work. Oi. It'd be like me having a child. A child? It'd be like me having a child and calling him Human. Oi, Human, come here, mate. Ugh. But I digress. Anyway, for this mission by here, we are going to need to sort of hang about at the top-ish of this entire room and protect Crispy Bacon from these fish. All you need to do is basically aim downwards and shoot the fish with grenade eggs. And if you get the homing eggs cheat at this point, you can probably equip that and it'll make your job a little bit easier, but you know, it shouldn't be too difficult to do because you don't even actually need to directly hit the fish in order to stop them. You just need to hit nearby them with the grenade eggs because the resulting explosion will clip them. The explosion's kind of like in GoldenEye 64 if anyone's played that game, where basically the explosion lingers for a few seconds. So, you know, I did kind of get really close to failing that then, but you know, you shouldn't have too much trouble. Just sort of hang back, keep firing grenade eggs whenever possible, and Bob is your uncle. What can I tell you? What can I tell you? Indeed. Yes. But of course, our reward for that is a fantastic, beautiful golden jiggy. Fantastic. Get those pictures print. Oh god, I remember back. That takes me back. When you used to take pictures on like those old cameras, and you had to take them into like stores to get the pictures processed and whatnot. It's wow, those were the days before everything went digital. God, I feel old. Oh, I don't like it whenever I see games that I grew up with and they have like old technology, like I think it's Donkey Kong Country is a good example of this as well. Like in Donkey Kong Country 1, the save files all done by VHS cassettes, and it makes me feel old. I don't like it. No, sir, I do not. What can I tell you? What can I tell you? Indeed. Yes. But yeah, as I said, you're probably your first time through this world will take quite a long time, just because there is a lot of nooks and crannies to explore, and it's very easy to lose track where everything is. Once you've played through the world once, you know, you should have no problem. But you know, your first time through this world could take some time. In fact, I would argue that's the case for pretty much every world of this game. Your first playthrough will be a lot slower than your later playthroughs, because your first playthrough will be you flapping about, you figuring out, okay, can I get this jiggy now? Do I have to wait until later, get a new power up before coming back? Oh, can I do this? Can I do that? You know, your first playthrough will be filled with fluffing about. So, and this is one of those stages where your first playthrough, it may be a bit tricky. It may be a bit tricky. Anyway, you might be wondering, what's the purpose of this room here? Because it's empty. Well, there's a Cheeto page up there. Yeah, I shit you not, that is the only purpose for this building. And unfortunately, we can't get that Cheeto page yet. We do have to wait until quite a bit later to get it. Like, I'm trying to remember how far into the game we get that ability, you know? Like, we need to wait until we get the gliding ability for Kazooie before we can get that, and that's like... Jesus, I think that might be... It's either the final world we get that ability or just before the final. Oh my god. Unless I'm misremembering, which is very possible. Like, you know, I don't record these LPs like every single chance, like, you know, all the time. You know, there's usually months in between recording them and actually editing them and then commentating them. So a lot of things, you know, are gonna slip my mind. The octopus's tentacles clipping through that rock, and that's really pissing me off. Speaking of pissing me off, for Jesus Christ, can you just hit it? Hit the beak. Thank you. Oh my god. Oh, I hate these things. Honestly, they're not that big a trouble, but that one, for some reason, always gives me a lot of issues. That's that specific octopus. The rest of them I don't really have much issues with, but... Yeah, they're annoying. They're frustrating to get past. What can I tell you, ladies and gentlemen? But we're gonna see quite. No, don't you hate it when your tongue gets twisted when you're talking? We actually are going to see a bit of integrated worlds by here in a second, ladies and gentlemen, because that Kazooie gate that we see right next to this Jinjo, well, this is actually a pipeline that leads us to a not brand new world. It leads us to a previous world we've already gone through, and we're actually going to need to go through here in order to clear up that world entirely and get a super secret sexy power-up that unlocks one of my favorite things about Banjo Tooie. Even though it's pretty much nothing more than a graphical change, but either way, it's one of my favorite things about this game. You'll see what I'm talking about, I think, in this part anyway. I'm not actually sure. Maybe this part or the next part. But either way, yes, this leads to Glitter Gulch Mine. This pipeway leads all the way back to the second world of the game. Be sure to use your ice eggs, otherwise you will get clipped by the fans. I don't think it's possible to get through the fans otherwise, and you know, basically whenever you are in this world, I usually just I recommend just sort of swimming about in first-person view, because you never know when you're going to need the first-person vantage point to shoot someone, you know, so, you know. But I do recommend just going through here before you continue on with the rest of Jolly Roger's Lagoon, because it's all nice and interconnected, and I appreciate that. For example, now it's time to move on back into this cavern area, because back in Waterfall Cavern, we're actually going to see a Kazooie rock. I think I might have noticed this when in an earlier part, but either way, just break that up with Kazooie, and we're going to see a preview to the world before the final world of the game. We're going to, yeah, I shit you not, we're going to see basically the penultimate world of this game right now, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Hailfire Peaks. I had to wait for the sodding thing to pop on up. And, yeah, it's the obligatory ice level of the game where the frame rate goes to pot. And, obviously, we can't really explore this place just yet. Like I said, it's the penultimate level of the game. But, if you picked up the ice key from one of those jumping N64 game packs at this point, we do have access to this safe. And there's the Mega Globo, if you recall. I mentioned this in one of the earlier parts. So, yeah, we have a Mega Globo, which means we can use that pretty soon to our advantage. What can I tell you, ladies and gentlemen? What can I tell you? Indeed. Yes. But of course, we're not quite done with... We're not quite done with oh my god. Glitter Gulch Mine yet. We do have a couple of extra areas as well to go through. For example, we need to go in this area, because this place, I sort of briefly mentioned it, I think, that we couldn't access it because we needed split up pads. Well, now we can actually access this, and technically you don't need to split up to get this Jiggy. You don't technically need to wait until this late into the game to get this one, but trust me when I say it's recommended, because otherwise those lights will be off, and if you turn your TV brightness up high enough, I'm guessing you'll be able to see the pathways just fine. But you know, I still recommend, just for the ease of use and ease of not messing with your TV settings, to get the split up ability before you get this Jiggy. That's mainly what I'm getting at you, folks. But yeehaw, 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 go yeehaw yourself. Hey, this is also deceptively difficult, ladies and gentlemen, as well. Like, I've said this many times before, and I will continuously say this, the N64 control stick is terrible, and it does not age well. And this is one of those sequences where the N64 control stick is finicky, because obviously it degrades over time, and this could be where you'll have a lot of trouble getting through, you know. But once you get the Jiggy to suicide, it's quick up. Just trust me on that, it's much quicker than trying to edge your way all the way back across. But moving on, now we're back in the Isle of Hags, because if you remember, Wumbo here wanted the Mega Globo, so we're gonna give her the Mega Globo, and see what super sexy special power transformation she's gonna give us for it. Yes. What changed, you might be wondering? Well, Kazooie's a dragon. He's a dragon. I freaking love this. I love my dragons, and he also gives him a brand new Fire Blast attack, which is not all that useful, but I love the dragon transformation here. It gives you infinite fire eggs, as little as I use the sorting things, and I just love it. I just love it. I'm very much a dragon fanboy. If you give me a game where there's a dragon, I love it, usually. Unless the game is terrible, but basically I love my dragons, and the fact that Kazooie becomes a dragon is damn awesome. I mean, of course I love dragons. They're on my own country's national flag, for instance, but I digress. With that, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this part, so thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't be sheepish, and I'll catch you all next time as we continue exploring Jolly Roger's Lagoon. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you after. Bye!